Hey, do you know that in today's world you can literally run into problems for calling people what you think they answer in their place of profession? This is where euphemism comes in. How does euphemism work and how does it address people in the recent world with literally every character to what they do? Follow me as I'll show you and unravel some of these euphemism that you'll be using in today's world. Come, let's go. One of the simple euphemisms to take into cognizance is to avoid calling anyone a garbage collector. Choose the word sanitation engineer. They better appreciate that. Take it to number two. And now I am at the reception. People would prefer to be called front desk manager as opposed to receptionist. Wow, what a way to go. You can see words are changing. Meanwhile, everyone is a manager.
Euphemism actually is used as a less offensive word in order not to allow people to pick offense when such words is being used. An example of that is the word collateral damage. If you read through the pages of newspapers and different publications and get to listen to the media, you get to hear the word collateral damage, and it's used in a more specialized term. But actually, the truth behind the word collateral damage is actually it means that it is the number of people, it's casualties. Collateral damage you hear refers to casualties. People have just have just passed on as a result of that, maybe from war situation and all of that. One other thing that you need to understand is the word right sizing. Right sizing is used in the place of sack because it's an euphemism that helps people to absorb the information without necessarily getting offended. Another euphemism that you need to understand is the word economically disadvantaged. People are not just economically disadvantaged. The veil behind that word, when you look at it, is actually the meaning that people are poor. Yes, it refers to poor people. But when they say economically disadvantaged, the media uses it in such a way that it has a dowsing effect. It doesn't make the people feel naturally upset to any of those facilities where people are being interrogated for one thing or the other. You get to hear terms like this: enhanced interrogation technique. It is a euphemism too, but there's nothing like enhanced. There's nothing as enhanced interrogation technique. Interrogation technique still remain interrogation technique, but when you use the word enhanced, you have just euphemized it. Now let's take you to the word of cars. Do you love cars? Yes, I love cars. When you come to the word of cars, you get to hear things as pre-owned vehicles, especially from salespersons. Pre-owned vehicles is actually one of those words or euphemisms that is also used to refer to vehicles that are being used by people.
Now, what would you call a person euphemistically doing this job? Let us know in the comment section.
I just use the word jail term. But today you get to hear things like correctional facilities. It is no longer about saying this is a prison, this is a jail, and all of that. It's now correctional facilities. That is another euphemism that has just been introduced into the system. Undocumented immigrants. Undocumented immigrant sounds funny, right? But it's actually an euphemism for illegal immigrants. So the word is evolving in such a way that people are learning to use language in a less offensive manner. They don't want languages to upset people. So you get to hear these things. Another thing that I get to hear in the media is campaign contribution. Actually, it is campaign donation if you have to de-euphemicize that word. Domestic engineer. Wow. If you have elderly people at home, this is actually a word that some persons have introduced into the media to use. So if the people are old and they get to do certain things around the house, to be called domestic engineers. They don't want to be called age people and all of that. So these are some of the changes that we get to see in the arena of the media. Let's go to some other word. Selective service. The system of the military that refers to conscription. Selective service is actually the system of the military that refers to conscription, how people are absorbed into the military and how they are trained and all of that. But when they say collective service, they don't use conscription, they feel it actually has a lesser effect on the people. Revenue enhancement is another euphemism that I want you to know. Revenue enhancement actually means an increase in revenue, but the government doesn't want you to know that, or the government doesn't want you to feel such pain. Then they play the word revenue enhancement. Was it actually enhanced or increased? I leave that question to you in the comment section. Let's look at another word that I love to play around with sometime. Friendly fire actually means a firing that had occurred within the same camp of a troop from a person who is belonging to that same troop. You get the point? So it's called a friendly fire. But actually that might be as a result of, say, accidental discharge or some other thing. So the euphemism friendly fire is used to reduce the effect that it has on the people who are definitely going to be consuming that particular information. Alternative facts. Yes, alternative facts. This is used for lie or deceit. Alternative fact is one of those words that have been brought in as euphemism to downplay the fact that this thing is actually a lie, or to make you believe that you necessarily don't have to get hold of these things. As the word tends to develop, euphemism changes. One of those euphemisms that we've seen over time as a result of history is ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing is one of those words that actually is referred to, or when you remove the euphemism, it actually means a systematic genocide. Yes. Or another euphemism that you need to know is the word on the spectrum. It refers to people with the cases of autism. Yes. And another one I want you to understand is environmental impact assessment. There's actually nothing of that nature. What is actually going on is the fact that there is a physical assessment of a site that has been impacted as a result of certain activities that is being carried out. One term that is also familiar with the media is humanitarian intervention. Actually, it means the deploying of troops to a particular troubled area. So it's really not what it seems to be, but it's an euphemism that enables whoever is listening to it not to get offended by it. Another thing is adult entertainment. I'll leave that to you. But adult entertainment, I guess you understand where the message is going. Hey, so now I'm putting on my thinking cap. What about the word physically challenged? What does it sound to you? The word physically challenged actually is used to refer to people that are handicapped or that are disabled, but it is used in a proper context, physically challenged as it is, in order to avoid sounding offensive. So it is an euphemism. One last word I want to leave with you is strategic withdrawal. Tell me what you think in the comment section. What is strategic withdrawal to you as an euphemism? So don't forget to subscribe to this channel and let us know what other euphemism that you've got to understand out there or that you've seen being used in the media. Don't forget to also subscribe to this channel and make sure to turn on the notification button, like and share.